Spawn. Spawn. The face of Image Comics. Image Comics. Image Comics. Was started by Todd McFarlane. You may have known Todd McFarlane. A lot of you people that are watching this know Todd McFarlane for making action figures. But he's originally a comic book artist. Worked on Marvel, and then he left Marvel in the early 90s to focus on his own creation. And his creation, his child, was born in 1993, I believe in 1993. And that child, well, not really a child, but you get what I mean. Was born to be known as Spawn. And so, I'm welcome you all here, man. Welcome to my stream, Aaron Entertainment, bringing you another stream today. And we're going to be focusing on Spawn and updated movie news about Spawn. And I'm going to go on a brief tale about Spawn and what this movie news could mean possibly for, well, the rumored movie that was been in the works for what? I don't know, years and years? We're definitely going to talk about that. And so let's get on with it. All right. So let's go on with this. Spawn. Hell, Spawn. Like I said, on the left here, that's the first issue of Spawn, Image 1. On the right, well, that's Todd McFarlane, right? Todd McFarlane. Hey Josh, how are you? Todd McFarlane. And thank you for joining me. So yeah, this is about the Spawn movie. About if you're watching this live or if you're on the replay, you may have heard of Spawn and you may have not read his comics, but you might have watched the 1997 movie of Spawn, starring Michael J. White, Spawn, John Leguizamo as the Clown Violator, Martin Sheen as Jason Wynn, what's her name? Fanny Nunez, Wanda. Whatever. The '97 movie was a joke. Was a joke of a film. Despite having some good actors in it, and Michael J. White, well, he was a martial karate arts expert, right? Yes, he is, and we're gonna discuss it. So let's go with this, all right? So. Spawn. I'm going to try to be short, but basic backstory, Spawn's real name is Al Simmons. Works for the US government as a Black Ops assassin. Alright, goes on Black Ops missions to assassinate Americans' enemies, right? Okay. That's the human side. He works for, his boss is Jason Wynn, who has ulterior motives, selfish agendas. So, Spawn Al Simmons is married to Wanda Simmons, his wife, who he loves very much. On a mission with his... This is in the comics. In the movie, it's a little different. You know, if you saw the movie, it's different. In the comics, he was on a mission with his supposed best friend named Billy Chapel. Billy Chapel is a convicted killer villain. Not a good guy, but he supposedly was friends with Spawn, or Spawn trusted him. Where Al Simmons trusted him. On a mission, Billy Chapel was told to turn his back on Al Simmons, assassinate him so Al could go to hell, blah blah blah. So as it happens, he turns on Al Simmons, uses a flamethrower, yes, a flamethrower, to burn Al Simmons, so Al Simmons burned to death. Gets sent to hell. Just because he was doing the right thing, he is still considered a murderer. Still doing murder, even if he was doing what he believes is the right thing. So he goes to hell, led by this guy. Where is he? Malbolgia. No, not Satan. Satan wasn't around this time. Malbolgia, who took over hell in Satan's absence, who fought to take over hell. So what happens here? Al Simmons and Malbolgia offers Al Simmons a deal, right? A deal. It was Rush, yes. Arson offers him a deal that he could see his wife, go back to living and see his wife, only if he leads his army of hellspawns in, well, if you know Armageddon Apocalypse, hell versus heaven. And in Todd McFarlane's universe, heaven is not saint like what the Christian Bible makes it out to be. It's nothing like that. It's actually worse than hell if you think about it. Worse than hell. So he agrees. He gets sent back to Earth in the early comics. Here's the thing. He gets back to Earth 5 years later after his death. Wearing this suit, the Letha suit. This is called Letha. Right? This is Letha, the suit. But he comes back basically dead. He's dead. Under this, I guess, cowl, whatever you want to call it, cowl. His face is burned, obviously, from being burnt alive, obviously. Even though he's technically dead, so. But he got sent back to Earth with his all memory fuzzy, right? Which is a way for Malbolgia to like play around with him, mess with him. Malbolgia also sent in a clown, the Violator. If you saw in the first movie, you know him as John Leguizamo's character with the blue face, and then later on becomes the demon, the Violator. That's his true form. The Violator is a true form. He also has other brothers in hell, but well, that's not important. I'm not going to go into whole detail because there's like 300 issues of Spawn. So that's basically the premise, right? He does get his memory back, so he happens who murders. He figure out who murders him. He remembers one. He finds out that Wynn betrayed him. Okay, there's a Wynn. He does have powers. Abilities, Hellspawn-like abilities, but he has a counter. The more of his necroplasm, that's the green stuff, that's his magic. That's the magic of the Spawn universe. The more he uses that, he has a limit. If he passes that limit, he gets sent back to hell. So he has to be careful on using that necroplasm. That's why you see him have different types of guns, like machine guns or whatever. Because he was a military soldier, he was raised in the military, the actual Al Simmons was raised in the military, right? He tries to remember who he was, right? Become Al Simmons. He wants his humanity back. He's led by Cagliostro, a former Hellspawn at one point, the first ever Hellspawn in fact. He was the first ever Hellspawn in the comics. You know, if you see in the movie, you know what I'm talking about. He's the guy who helped Spawn at the end. That's him. He's the first ever Hellspawn ever. But if you know the Bible, you could actually picture two and two together why he might be the first Hellspawn, because it turned out he's Cain. You know, Cain killed Abel, the mark of Cain, that stuff. He's Cain, the first ever Hellspawn. He made a deal with hell to get revenge on God, because you know obviously what happens, Cain and Abel. But he saw the error of his ways. He saw this bad stuff is how bad of whatever. And when the mentor, L. Simmons, he suggested L. Simmons that he has to go away from being trying to remember L because that life is over for him. He cannot be with Wanda again. And it turns out 5 years later, Wanda is now married with a daughter of Al Simmons' best friend. Yeah. But here's the thing. I don't know if the new movie's gonna be like that. From what I understand, Tom McFarlane wants this movie to be more like a detective like, because in the comic books there's these two detectives, Sam and Twitch. Sam and Twitch. Sam is a big fat detective, kind of like Harry Bullock like from Batman, and Twitch is more of the smart one in the group, glasses, whatever. And Spawn will play a background character in the movie. And this is being done by Blumhouse Productions, and Blumhouse Productions or Studios is known for horror like movies. For example, like I have the article here. Yeah, Jason Blum, Blumhouse Productions, yes. So, I have the article here. So I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. How do we move this picture? Because I'm gonna pull up this article. No, share audio because it's a freaking audio, right? So let's pull it up from IGN. This actually came from Hollywood Reporter first, but I'm gonna show you from IGN. Here we go. So the title is Tom McFarlane's Spawn movie showing signs of life. So, yeah, this movie has been being talked for a long time. Tom McFarlane director writing it. Now it looks like he has a new writer. Alright, so let's go into more detail. So, the Spawn movie first announced back in 2009. So, yeah, 12 years ago. 12 years ago. The news comes nearly a year after it was revealed that last September the movie script has taken a new direction. So last September the script has taken a new direction. Tucker, who is so it's being written by Brian Tucker. Tucker, who is perhaps best known for writing the script to 2013's Broken City, has been hired to write a new script for the movie as reported by Hollywood Reporter. Hollywood Reporter. Alright? So yes. Todd McFarlane, the actual creator of the original Spawn comic, will direct the movie. I'm not surprised he'll direct because it's his creation, his baby. He's very protective of Spawn. He said openly he hated that Spawn movie from 1997. Spawn has to be a rated R character. We'll get into details why, because of why he has to be a rated R. Because, yeah, we'll get into details. With Jason Blum of Blumhouse Productions set to produce. McFarlane will also produce the movie, and Carla Hacken will serve as executive producer. As if this to bring this movement of development hell. Yes, that's true. So Tom McFarlane we announced the movie back in 2007, all along the news that he'll be directing the following month. After the announcement was revealed, Spawn would film in 2018 with a $10 million budget. So that obviously didn't happen. Then in 2018, Jamie Foxx was cast as Spawn. Yes, that's something has been aggressively pursuing. He has been pursuing since 2015. So he wanted to be Spawn. Things went quiet for a few months, and then Jeremy Renner joined the cast as Detective Twitch Williams. But the Hollywood Reporter reports that Foxx and Renner's involvement with the movie today, however, is unclear due to how much time has passed since the initial candidacy. The Hollywood states and stars the two actors might be approached again after the script is written. Okay. So we got a new writer. Todd McFarlane's directing. We got an executive producer. But the question is this can still happen, right? We've been saying this for a long time. Is this movie still going to happen? Me getting a new writer doesn't mean anything. The written part has to be improved by the writer. It has to look good. It has to go to Todd McFarlane. It has to go to the studio. If that gets accepted, then you'll see. But the question is, what's up with? I'm sorry, I'm drinking here. What's the deal with Jamie Foxx and Jeremy Renner? Remember, Jamie Foxx cast to be a Spawn, and Jeremy Renner would cast as Trish Williams, the detective, as I mentioned. That's the question I'm trying to answer. There's no update, so we'll find out. There's no yes or no to that, so we'll find out, I guess, if it gets any traction. Remember, this movie, did you guys have a new writer? It doesn't really mean anything. I mean, it's Tom McFarlane. They got the director, they got the producer. Okay, they got the executive producer, and they got the writer. Now, they got the studios. Now, if the writing is good, it does have to be rewritten again. Yeah, then maybe they'll go back, ask Jamie Foxx and Jeremy Renner if they're willing to do their roles that they signed up for. Unless there's no indication that they dropped out, right? There's also no indication of they're continuing the role. There's nothing right now. Right now, so I can't answer that. So we'll see, man. If this goes anywhere, we'll see. Unless they got to Unless I hope so. It's like unless it depends on the schedule, I guess. It depends on their schedule too. I'd like it to happen, but I don't know, man. See, from my understanding, what? Yeah, agreed. So the thing with Spawn is, from what I understand, Todd McFarlane wanted to make Spawn a background character and focus more on Sam and Twitch, figuring out what's going on, figuring out there's a supernatural force at work here. Which I have no problem. A supernatural force at work. Right? And Spawn is supernatural. He's a supernatural anti-hero. Look, so him as a background character, and if they do this right, they have to find out, they have to investigate who Spawn is, who he's about, what is he about, origins of this character in the movie. You can't just have him as a like Jason and Mike Myers. We know the origins of those horror characters, right? But it is very basic. With Spawn, it's more of a complex hero because there's a lot of things you could do with Spawn. Evidence from his comic books. Yeah, he gets revenge on Chapo. He finds stuff like that. But there's times where he grows. Well, Al Simmons grows into his character. And there's times, and the thing is about the Spawn, you cannot use certain characters. You cannot use the Man of Miracles because the Man of Miracles, that's as hard, or Mom, whatever you call him, is now I think it's in Marvel. They can't use legally in Marvel now. And Angela, who is Angela an angel in the Spawn universe, who is a major character, especially when Spawn and her fought Malbolgia, she was murdered by, well, she wasn't murdered, she was killed by Malbolgia, and right after that, Spawn killed Malbolgia by cutting his head off. But now that character was caught in a legal battle, and now is in the Marvel comic books. Relation to Thor and Loki. Now, so in any movies, whatever, I don't think they're ever going to go there with a Spawn sequel with Angela because they can't. They can't go with Angela now. Legally, they can't. Because now she's in the Marvel universe. Hey, who maybe should be in the MCU at some point? Who knows? Yeah, that's why. Yeah, she does. That's why they can't use her. Yeah, Marvel owns the rights. They were in a legal battle and they got the rights. She's related to Thor. She's an Odinson. And I think she was with the Guardians. Yeah, so they can't use her, but she was a very big instrumental part of Spawn killing Mabolja. And if I'm correct, that's in the issue like what 50 or 99, something like that. And she died, and Spawn brings her back to heaven. He hates heaven, but there's Spawn the hunt. There's hunters, and the angels are hunters in heaven, and they're all female. And she's one of them. They're to hunt Spawn, but she understands Spawn, and that Spawn is different from the other hell spawns in the past that she killed. This one rejected. He rejected the leading the army. He basically said no, he's not going to lead the army. And Violet and the Clown is technically his arch nemesis. Clown. Yeah. See, that's why I don't think Spawn could work as a background character. If you want to make a Spawn movie, make him the focus point of the movie. Have him be a comic book hero, have him in the movie a lot. Don't make him a background character. You could work with that with the horror element. With the horror element of Spawn, you can still make him in the movie most of the time. I don't mind Sam Trish being in the movie a lot too. But for example, are they gonna have Billy Kincaid in the movie? I don't know if they're gonna have, if he's written in the script or anything. Billy Kincaid. Are you not gonna see Spawn doing anything to Billy Kincaid? Or you're only gonna see Billy Kincaid possibly hung in the detective's office, from the issue, I'm talking about the ice cream popsicle stick stuck in him, and that he made kids scream, so I made him scream. Are they just gonna have that and not show what Spawn did to him, so they can figure out who the Spawn character is? Or they're gonna go to Rat City and figure out who the Spawn character is, and not see Spawn? Are they gonna go back to the series and be like, Al? See, I don't like that. I want Spawn to be the. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Spawn should be the lead. And Twitch and Sam could be secondary characters. They have a vocal point in this movie too. But Spawn needs to be. The movie's titled Spawn. Yes, we know in horror movies, Jason and Mike Myers are very rarely seen in the movie, and it's usually the people they're chasing. Like with Jason, it's usually his sister that's the main protagonist mostly in the movie, and Jason's the campers, whatever. But I understand the horrorness of Spawn, but Spawn is different than that. Spawn's a comic book character. And people want to see Spawn. Look, this movie. If you saw Suicide Squad, you saw how violent that movie is. People got whipped in half. King Shark eating. You saw top of the brain, whatever. How bloody and gory that movie is. Spawn has to be like that too. Look, do I have any pictures? Look at it. He has chains around his neck, and his little belt thing has chains. He could grab people with it. He could whip you hard, man. Throw you hard. He's strong, super. I mean, he has powers from hell-like powers. He has magic, necroplasm magic. What abilities does he have? I could tell you. Josh could probably put in his chat too. I know he has flight, but you don't see him do it often because he can't. He has teleportation. He can make his cape. That cape is a living thing. Yeah, maybe. He can make his cape into a weapon. He has those change things. He could use magic to create fire. He has kind of super strength. And he has a lot more. Abilities. And there's times in the comics he had godlike powers like rivals of Satan and God. He's OP. He literally can be OP, Spawn. Now, well, I'm going to show you something that here. While this game was shit, the opening is pretty good. I'm going to show you it, guys. Here we go. Look at those chains and that cape. And watch the end. Watch the end. When he could do the cape. You know I said he could turn the cape into weapons? Watch. Watch. Here we go. Before I continue, you want to know something? I don't know who could pull off a Spawn character. I don't know. But that was Spawn Armageddon as a video game. It's not a very good game, but the intro is very good. If I'm correct, the intro was good, but that's it. So that's a very good intro. Just for a bad game. Well, if you watch the HBO series, which is a good series, I highly recommend you watch it. HBO series. And yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You know, this is not gonna happen. This is not gonna happen in the movies. Josh, you know this is not gonna happen. But if they ever thought about this, if Todd McFarlane comes up to the Warner Brothers in DC, Spawn versus Batman movie, I would kill to see that on big screen. We know it's not gonna happen, but Spawn and Batman together in one movie. And if watch the HBO series, also Spawn's in one of the Mortal Kombat games. This character's freaking amazing. The villains, Billy Kincaid, child murderer, obviously clown slash violator, Jason Wynn, the Freak. Who else is there? Malbolgia, obviously Satan's in it. Mammon. Mammon is a manipulator. Who else? Or Mammon, Ramon, whatever you want to call him. Who else is there? Who? Oh, the Redeemer. The Redeemer. Oh yes. Oh yes, yes. That'd be awesome. Like, yeah. I mean, here, this is what you do. This is what you do. Yeah, Batman and Spawn, Joker and Clown in the same movie. Or Violet, or whatever you want to call him. Also, Spawn, like they remember, we really got some image properties in. We've seen this. You saw the Invincibles. I think Jupiter Legacy is also image, but Spawn is the Spawn is a spitting image of image comic for Image Comics. Spawn was so popular in the early '90s until that movie. That movie '97 really hurt the popularity of Spawn. Wasn't rated R. That really hurt it. But you know what? There's some. I mean, I think the best part of that movie. It's probably John Leguizamo's character, Clown. Clown in that movie was the closest to the comic book character. Closest to the comic book character there is. I mean, Clown was good in that movie. He was close. What they could do with the Clown what they did with Clown in that movie was the best they could do for him in the PG-13 movie. And he was pretty close to his actual character in the comic books. You know, a disgusting clown, fat, creepy. Supposed to represent a worse than human, but his true form, a demon violator, even creepier like that. Malbolgia looked like shit in the movie. Malbolgia looked like shit. I mean, they had Jessica Priest, who's actually in the comics. I read somewhere, I don't remember the reason why they had Jessica Priest instead of Chapel. I think there's a reason why. I think there was a reason why they had Jessica Priest in the movie instead of Chapel. And what they did. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I agree. But what Spawn did to Chapel in the comics, Billy Chapel in the comics, and what he did in the HBO show, oh my god. That's what he did to them was worse than death. He even missed a Spawn even says, Spawn Al Simmons said in the comics, no one will miss you if you're dead. It's true. It's true. Because he had nobody, Chapel. So, nobody would miss him if he was dead. But what he did was kind of took off his face, because Chapel had a good face, a good body, you know. He could get a lot of women. He'd like to sleep with a lot of women, hoes, hookers, you know. but without a face, nobody's gonna sleep with him. So he took away his best asset besides being an assassin. And what to him that's worse than death. Josh, do you remember that? Josh, you remember in the comics? He said basically that's what he did, right? Because Spawn basically said nobody will remember you if you were dead. Nobody will go to your funeral if you were dead. The chapel, you remember that, right? In the HBO show, he didn't kill him, because killing him wouldn't have done anything. But what he did was broke his psyche, man. Mentally, his psyche. What he did in this show, because he made Chapo show the horrors of what he's done to him. And you remember in the show, Spawn opened up his face to show his burned like face, zombie like burned out like face. He made Chapo touch it too. And here's the thing in the HBO show. Spawn, that's not his actual body. His actual body was actually buried in the cemetery. Yeah. I was like, there's two. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So it was new. Okay. Well, at least see the thing is, at least with Blumhouse, we don't know if it's gonna happen. At least with Blumhouse, it's not gonna be PG-13, right? We know it's not gonna be PG-13. It has to be. PG-13. I mean, Blumhouse's productions studios, they've done the Invisible Man last year. And there's a whole list. What if there is a rated R cut of the movie? I don't know. Well, see, like the title says, is it still happening? Yeah, it's still happening. It hasn't been cancelled. Well, it hasn't been cancelled. It's still happening, but do I believe it's gonna still happen? That's a good question. I mean, they're getting a new writer. They have the producer. They have the director. We don't know if it's the cast, Jamie Foxx or Jeremy Renner, staying on. I mean, it looks like still has life. But how much life? That's the question. Maybe, if this doesn't happen, maybe Todd McFarlane, just a suggestion, go to Netflix, HBO, have a Spawn series, whether it's live action or cartoon in his version. Maybe, if this doesn't become a movie, make it a TV series. Because I would love to see Spawn on the big. Yeah, you're right. It looks like they are. Besides the writing part, it looks like they gave, because he is being produced and directed, so they are. Yeah, they are. So. Yeah, so I'm just saying if this doesn't get any traction, Tom McFarlane might just go yes, Spawn's HBO. What I mean is like a new Spawn series. I mean like a new Spawn series. Not the Spawn series from I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s. Like a new Spawn series, live action or not. This. Because I tell you, if it's done right, it'll be a hit. Invincibles is a hit. These non-DC and Marvel properties are hits. Not everything has to be DC and Marvel. I know with our fan base, we all talk about DC and Marvel, but we need to expand the fan base. But yeah, I don't know. Should I continue? What else is there? Also, check out the. If there was a good fan film called Spawn the Recall fan film. Type it up. It's 7 minutes long. It's pretty good. What else is there? I mean, this could open up the door for more non-DC Marvel. I mean, we have like Invincible is The Boys, Bloodshot. It's gonna open up the door for more. It's in the comments below if you're listening or if you're on the replay. Tell me what DC, non-DC, non-Marvel heroes or villains you would like to see get a film or a TV series, or whatever. Spawn is one of my choices. Okay. Understandable. A lot of people get Disney Plus for those reasons, different reasons. I got it for both, but I got it for Disney and Star Wars. What? So, I mean, for Spawn, what I would like to see a Green Hornet TV show. I think that would be fun. A Green Hornet TV show. Not like the movie with Seth Rogen, but a Green Hornet TV show. What else? I don't know. Witchblade Darkness, maybe? But with Spawn, I'm just hoping this movie does get made. I'll see it. I know it's gonna be rated R. Has to be bloody and gory. Has to have swearing. Has to be treated like a horror movie, but not in the way where the monster is like not buried in the scenes. He's just there for the killing scenes or just looking through the window. He has to be. If Spawn has to be more used. Yeah. It probably have to use more CGI for Spawn than for the Mandalorian because of the the costume, especially for the cape. The cape has to be cape is definitely be CGI. That's the cape. The cape is not going to be. You're not going to come up with the cape. The cape is. You're not going to make a cape. The cape is definitely CGI because Josh. This cape is. It's not a typical cape like Batman or Superman wears. This cape is actually a living being, is a living being. The costume is a symbiote, but the cape is it's part of the symbiote, like Letha. It has a mind of itself. So I think I might end it here. A little bit of short video. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Spawn. Is it happening? Right now it's happening. Will we see in the movie theaters? That I have no idea. Right now it looks like the baby steps are in the right direction. It still has life. But it had life before and then nothing and then life again. We'll see. This could be one of those movies. And it's always on life. support, then not on life support, and it's back on life support. It's not, I would say, it's not dead, but it's barely living. And once we get more news, we just gotta read the script. Once we get more news, maybe the next couple months, if Jamie Foxx, Jeremy Renner are still in, or if there's a new cast, or to cast new people, and then I think it'll be off. And then the life, it'll be definitely off life support for sure. It looks like it will be happening. We will see, but it looks like baby steps are being taken right now. We just gotta be patient with this movie. So okay, with that, we just gotta be patient, and with that, let's see what I'm gonna get you. Sorry, thank you for your listening.
Too sweet! Sweet! Too sweet! Too sweet!
Thank you for listening. Too sweet for listening to me. Comment, subscribe, like down below. Tell your friends. You know. Oh yeah, hopefully, yeah. No, they won't do like Power Rangers. So hopefully not. I agree. Tell your friends down below. Tell your friends. Why we do more streams in the future? You know, maybe tomorrow. Oh yeah, I am doing new streams. Monday, I'm bringing back my wrestling show. It's all about wrestling. I think the first topic we're going to talk about is Christian Cage becoming Impact Champion. If you saw AEW Rampage, you know what happened. And then we're going to talk some WWE. And then other streams may happen. Random stuff or newsworthy stuff. Or video game streams, whatever. And also I'm going to talk about previewing SummerSlam. It's in a week from today. SummerSlam's a week from today, remember that? And NXT TakeOver 36. So 2 wrestling preview streams. SummerSlam and TakeOver. And also tonight, if you're a wrestling fan, not WWE related, but AEW, New Japan, TNA related, we got AAA Mania, Kenny Omega taking on Andrade for the AAA Championship title. That's in AAA. I really don't. I'll probably not watch. Also, we got New Japan in the US Resurgence. They got, I don't know all the matches. We got Jay White versus Dave Finlay. Moxley a surprise, and a surprise mystery wrestler against the Good Brothers Gallows Anderson. Moose versus Samoa Ishii. Oh yeah, and the main event is Tanahashi versus Lance Archer for the AEW, not AEW, but for the New Japan United States title. That's tonight. If you're gonna watch, just let you guys know. And yes, I'm bringing it back. I took 2 weeks off, but I'm bringing it back this Monday. And remember my previous streams for the pay-per-views, and those might be an hour long. And we'll see. And take over. So thank you guys. Once again, you're too sweet. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and take care. Oh, also, before I go, Ambassador has a stream in about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to pop on that stream for a bit. He's going to talk about Mike Judge, you know, Office Space, and Beavis and Butthead. Do America. So go check him out if you can. Thank you, and have a good night, evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in this world. Bye.